World Wide Web. It's something where innovation knows no bounds. Whether it's chatting with someone through communication, researching for information, or watching this video, it's all done through web. Through World Wide Web, Word has turned into global village. But what exactly is this World Wide Web and how it's able to do so many tasks? Today in this video, we will be discussing what is World Wide Web, its architecture and its dark side. Let's start with understanding what is the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web was born on the vision of Tim Berners-Lee, a computer scientist who worked at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee proposed that there should be some way through which we can share information among researchers globally. This proposal made his mind to develop the first ever web browser in 1991, called World Wide Web. We have already discussed about this in our video. He made a first web page which went live on August 1991 and which you can see on the screen. This web page introduced the concept of hypertext. This marked the birth of World Wide Web, through which we can access information, transform communication, and perform many tasks nowadays. This humble origin of World Wide Web has now turned into a sophisticated tool, connecting billions of people across the globe. In order to understand how WWW is able to perform its task, we have to understand the architecture of WWW. The WWW is built on a client-server architecture, also called two-tier architecture, in which it involves interaction between client and server. Client usually refers as browser we use to access web pages. When we request any web page from a browser, the browser forwards this request to server using Hypertext Transfer Protocol, also known as HTTP. The HTTP is a standardized protocol for communication on web. When server receives the request, it delivers a copy of actual page with some additional information. Let's understand the working of World Wide Web. There is a term called DNS, referred as Domain Name System. It is usually the domain that comes at the end of website, like in facebook.com. .com is DNS. When this URL is entered in a browser, the browser usually asks the DNS for the IP address of this URL. The DNS will reply with IP address of URL. Since websites are encrypted with HTTPs and TCP connection number of HTTP is 443, it will add 443 to the end of IP address. This address will then be forwarded to server, which will accept that TCP connection. It will search the requested files from its stored file and then it will return the file to the client, which is usually the browser. In this way, we will get access to our desired web page. Although web is a utility for us as it makes our life tons of time easier, but then comes something which contradicts it and needs some awareness. Then is its dark side. Tim Berners-Lee considers that in order to make a future web, something should be considered. He said that while web has created opportunity, giving some groups a voice and made our daily lives easier, it has also created opportunity for scammers, given a voice to those who spread hatred and made all kinds of crimes easier to commit. Dozens of methods are identified that rules the safe side of web. But these can only be prevented by being prudent and avoiding such things that put us into this situation. Be safe and watch this video in which I have covered 6 of these ways which makes your system vulnerable, and make sure to be conscious so that you never fall in such a trap. If you love my content, make sure to subscribe the channel. We'll meet you soon.